I was oh no, what I was talking about ZvZs. I got ahead of myself. JimRising, he's gonna be playing Protoss against Ghost and Eric as well. Of course he is. Oh, God, Funada Jim in the chats. God damn it. And we're on Romanticide as well. No. Ghost, please try and end it early. We're gonna have a long game. Oh God. Help. Send help, please. Here we go. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Romanticide LE. We have the Mexican, not Zerg, now Protoss. The red Protoss representing Timbers Esports. It is JimRising. And spawning in the top left hand corner. I love it. It's beautiful. It's amazing. We have the Brazilian Zerg. I was hoping that he would end it early, and we'll see how committed this is going to be. He's yellow, representing Team of the Bad, going for the 12 pool. It is nLghost. Let's go. Now, this is interesting. nLghost isn't just going for a pool first, he's also sending his drone across the map, and that tells me that this man, he has a plan to throw down a proxy hatch. nLghost going full Eric right now. Eric did something similar to Ruichi twice earlier today, if you recall, in this tournament, in this broadcast, and now nLghost is doing his best Eric impression. The drone does get here. The wall is on the high ground. A very interesting decision by Jimbo. But here is the hatchery. Is going to deny the wall from being a wall. It does mean that the Lings can break into the main base. Jim, how will he respond? He throws down a cyber core. Still only one pylon here. Again, a very interesting choice that Jim decided to throw down his wall on the high ground instead of the low ground. It's very unorthodox. Kind of anticipating the aggression of nLghost. I'm sure maybe they've played against each other plenty of times. Meanwhile, Ghost immediately he starts working on that pylon. There's only one pylon here. Oh my god, the Zealot is not going to finish up. Meanwhile, the boys are forced off the line. They do trap the Lings here. Mate, every single Ling is going to go down. There was too much move command there. Oh my god. That was disastrous micro by nLghost. Beautifully done by JimRising. He does deal with all the Lings to begin with. We have a couple more Lings coming in, and maybe he can take down this Zealot. But Jim, for the most part, he has dealt with the initial wave, and every wave after this is just going to be that much weaker. Oh my god, just nLghost is trapping himself up against the wall against those workers. Ay, ay, ay. Now here we go, shield batteries are being thrown down. The Lings are just not enough here. I mean, sure, 2 hatcheries are going to finish up, but what the hell are 2 hatcheries going to do? What the hell is a queen really going to do here? I appreciate the effort by nLghost, but the execution just was lacking. God, he almost did it. Could have pulled it off here. The Lings are all going down. 2 hatcheries finish up. 2 queens are on the way. This queen is going to chip away at this Zealot, but we can see the queen is struggling, especially with these stalkers coming out. The queen goes down, didn't even get transfused. GG gets called, and JimRising takes game 1. Funada live VIP. Exclamation mark Funada Dastan in the chat. Dastan, where have you been? Oh god. Dastan, he's great. He's a great guy. Of course, he's even casted on this channel before. I've brought him on. His English, it's something. It's always it's always fun having Dastan on. He has a great personality. He's always excited, always happy. And he used to compete as well. He was a Chilean Protoss player, a very strong player. But he was focusing on his studies at the beginning of the year, and now that he has finished his studies, he is now looking to work full time. So feels bad, man. Dastan, he does still pop up here and there, but maybe one day we'll see him compete again. At least in DreamHack, I know he'll be there for the qualifiers. Of course he'll be there. And now we are diving into game number 2. Huh? 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 And when the players are ready, we are good to go. And I'm curious as to see what nLghost is gonna have in store for us here. He went for the 12 pool to begin with. Does he go for another 12 pool? Does he go for a 13-12? Does he go for a 12 pool into a fast Roach Warren in a ZvP? I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about that. I'm not too fond of the idea, but maybe he can convince me, especially on a map like Blackburn. We'll see. Here we go. We are loading in here, getting into game number 2 between these two players. JimRising, a traitor to his own race, as was said in the chat. Representing Protoss here. Jim, how could you? How dare you? But here he is. I already said his name. He's the Mexican Protoss, not Zerg. He's red, representing Timbers Esports and Macacos all over the world. It is JimRising. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg. He's yellow, unfortunately not going for the 12 pool in game 2. Representing Team The Bad, it is nLghost. The gold! He's doing it! Let's go! Yo, I don't think we've been able to cast Ghost before. I've seen him on the bracket plenty of times, especially in Brazilian only tournaments, but I'm a fan. Mate, game 1 12 pool and proxy hatch, game 2 going for the gold. This guy knows how to play StarCraft. He may not win the series, but he's won my heart, mate. Oh my god. As JimRising did go for a probe scout, he saw, hey, where is your hatchery? Where is your natural? Things don't add up here. He will be heading over and he should be checking the gold. We'll see if he does. He does not? What? Okay, JimRising. He's gonna be in the dark. I assumed that JimRising was gonna immediately make a beeline for that gold base when he saw there was no natural. Maybe he thinks this is more all-in and committed than it really is. Oh my god, and that's exactly what he thinks it is as he throws out his second pylon as a part of the wall. Also, JimRising being bamboozled a little bit here. He doesn't really know what's coming his way. He is in the dark at the moment, has no idea about this gold. We do see the drones transferring over. We do have links on the way. I hope that nLghost isn't too aggressive. I was hoping he was going to try and take an early economic advantage and then, like, in the beginning of the mid-game, try and go for a big all-in, utilizing this gold, but immediately making a very large wave of lings. I don't know how I feel about this. To be fair, there is no zealots. The rush distance by ground is quite short, so maybe these things can get in the wall before the first adept comes out, but it's going to be close, and it looks like the adept will finish. Adept comes out, but it's not a part of the wall. Oh god, Jim, please back up. And he does back up. He is a part of the wall. The second adept comes out. These things are going to do nothing here, as the adepts are going to be able to clean this up. It looks like he's going to try and kill the first adept, and he almost does, but the micro is good enough. But the lings do flood in. Trickle is more of an apt term here. What's interesting though is that Jim hasn't thrown down the shield battery, so these lings, they're gonna break in. The first adept goes down, the second adept should go down as well. Where's the shield battery? Jim, please respect this. He needs a shield battery. Here we go. Nothing but leads are flooding across the map. They can break through this. There we go. Finally, the shield battery is thrown down, but honestly, it's pretty late. And maybe nLghost can break through before the shield battery finishes, before overcharge is used. Here we go. The leads are trying to break through the first adept, and it looks like the first adept will go down, but a pylon gets thrown down. JimRising is on top of this wall, and he will be able to buy enough time for the shield battery to finish up, and now Jim is perfectly fine. What's the follow-up? Is there a baleen nest? There is not. Is there gas? There is not. We have nothing but lings. And a couple of drones as well. nLghost, he realized that he can't end the game, so he's gonna try and just rally his drones over and try and Maynard this gold base. Which makes a lot of sense. To be fair, because he has the gold, maybe he's not in the worst place. I could, no, never mind. As we can see, red is dead, mate, because JimRising is red and he is well ahead in terms of the economy. He does have 2 bases, 2 nexuses, and that does kind of supersede this gold base of Ghost. He's throwing down a spore just because he's trying to be safe. It's, again, wasted resources. We do see a 3rd base on the way for Ghost, and he's gonna try and transition out of this. It's just such a bad place to be. Finally, he restarts gas production, gas mining. Roach Warren gets thrown down, but the Roach Warren isn't done, and Jim is getting ready to go out across the map. To be fair, so this is going to be a little bit weird. Jim doesn't have a Twilight Council. He doesn't have any Twilight Council upgrades, so he doesn't have Glaives, he doesn't have Charge, he doesn't have Blink, but he will still be being incredibly aggressive, even without any upgrades. Just pure vanilla gateway units can overwhelm nLghost just because all he has to work with is just pure Ling. Just 0-0 speedlings, and he's gonna struggle to keep up with the massive warp in here from Jim. Oh, he does catch the warp prism though, so the lings do respond. He is trying to keep up, but meanwhile Jim, he should be able to warp in. There we go. Zealots are being warped in as we speak, and Jim should be able to overpower this. A massive should though. It's possible that he does miss micro. It's possible that he isn't able to really find the engagement he's looking for. Roaches are on the way. Roaches are coming out. JimRising, I feel like if he had everything together, maybe he could take the fight, but the Zealots are busy here in the natural trying to focus down the hatchery. Jim should meet up with these Zealots and reinforce, and we should see another warp in. We don't see it quite yet. Jim is having a hard time finding a place to warp in. Meanwhile, the hatchery does go down. The Zealots will get cleaned up. Nice micro so far by Jim, but yo, where's the warp in? Look how much minerals Jim is banking up right now. We need a warp in of Zealots. And we should see that shortly. nLghost, he's just sending it across the map. He is all in at this point. He knows that he's only on 2 bases. He has to try and end the game. And if Jim warps in across the map and doesn't warp in defensively at home, then things are going to be looking up for nLghost. But there were those warp ins. Sentries and Stalkers are at home. Warp Prism is across the map. This Adept is going to find a lot of damage here. We do see more Adepts warped in across the map. nLghost is going to try and bust into the main base, but oh my god, there's an Immortal here as well. Oh god, the force fields are beautiful. GG gets called. And I apologize, I did post the wrong score there. But JimRising does take the series 2-0, not 2-1.